Hello, everybody. My name is Bella Ralston. Hello, and welcome back for another class. On behalf of Faber-Castell USA, would like to thank everybody for being here this afternoon and create with me. Hi, Angie. Happy Thanksgiving. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm super excited because today we are going to create something really, really fun. I've actually wanted to do this last year, but I don't know what. I think we did at one point we did like a snowman, we used some art crayons, the gelatos, and then we probably did like Santa. I think we did like a Santa. I don't know if you guys have, been following me for years, but we've been doing classes for Michael's for the last, what, 3, 4 years. And we have created so many classes for so many seasons that, sometimes I forget what did we do last year for this, for this season. But yeah. So anyways, I'm so glad you're here. Hey Angie. Hey Sarah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm so happy that you guys are here today. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to my camera. We can have her overhead. And in front of me are a lot of supplies, a lot of my favorite Faber-Castell supplies. And we might not use everything, but I wanted to pull out a lot of my different markers, different mediums in here. They all look like markers, except of course for the art crayons. But we have the shake and paint. Gonna go just kind of like separate things. So we have the shake and paint, and these are acrylic markers. Now, acrylic markers are really nice to use with on a craft paper because they're very much opaque. But then also, I realized that sometimes craft paper is really absorbent. So sometimes it takes a lot of ink to just kind of like cover up to get a really good coverage, if that makes any sense. Um, and then I also pulled out some Gold Faber Aqua. These are the Gold Faber Aqua dual markers. So it is water soluble, but we are not going to be blending them with water or anything like that. We're mainly going to be using them as markers because it is dual tip. We have a brush nib, and then we also have a fine nib of a zero point 0.6. So it's really nice, especially when doodling like what we're going to do today. It's really nice to have different types of nib, different sizes. So this one is a really nice to have because we have the brush and then we have the zero point 0.6. And when it comes to the shake and paint, it has like a 3 millimeter. This is also dual nibs. So we have the 1 millimeter and then we have the 3 millimeter, just a slightly larger felt nib on the other. So we have that 1 millimeter and then you have like a thicker bullet nib, right? So it's a felt bullet nib. It's a 3 millimeter and then a one. So that's what I was going to say is that it's really nice to have like variety of different nibs. Now, if you don't have these, as long as you maybe kind of like the Pitt artist pen. The Pitt artist pen comes in many different nibs. Let me grab it just in case. Okay. So this one right here, this is a really nice set because you have from the finest one, from the 0.05, that's a really, really fine nib, to a zero point 0.3, and then you have a zero point 0.5, a zero point 0.7, you have a 1.5, and you even have a calligraphy nib in here. And then you have a brush, and then you have the Fudenosuke hard, which I really love also. Okay. And then white. We're gonna need a lot of white. So if you have, you have the Pitt Artist pen that comes in white as well. If you have a gold, that's really good. I have the creative marker, the white as snow. And then of course the shake and paint, it comes in white. I'm using the white. And then I have the coconut of the art crayons as well. You know what I'm gonna pull out from here is the Fudenosuke hard. This one is, I love lettering with this, doing some brush lettering, really, really nice. And then I'm gonna grab the calligraphy. I don't think I've ever really got into the calligraphy pen. So let's just put that aside. Okay, so I ordered like a deep red, maroon, almost like a really burgundy color of envelopes and didn't come in time. So it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. All right. Hold on. Let me pull up all the comments so I'll make sure I have it here. Okie dokie. We got that. We're going to start with something simple. Okay, we start with something simple. Let's use our red and the green. For the red, I'm using the pale geranium lake 121. And then I love the pine green 267 color. Okay, and then we're going to start with 3 berries to the left. You can do it to the left or you can do it to the right, right? And then let's just zoom in just a little bit so we have a tighter shot so you can see all the details in here. All right, so I'm going to start with just 3 circles. I love the gold Faber, the dual marker, the aqua, because it doesn't bleed through, so I don't have to worry about the sketch. I love it also because it's very vibrant, but it bleeds through, right? So this one we don't have to worry about bleed through or anything like that. We're going to start with something simple, and then we're going to do our holly. Now for the holly leaves, we really wanted the pointy sides, right? So if you want to start with just the middle part of the leaves, let's start with that. And I'm going to go in between the berries, just like that. So we have 3, and then from here, it's almost like a ladder, kind of. So 1, right? So just 1 diagonal, and then slightly curving, kind of like a letter U. And then from here, we're going to go meet right in the middle. Okay. And then you can start from here again, or you want to go down. So instead of going up, we're going to go down from here. Just we're going to mimic that stroke like this. And again, don't worry about being perfect. We're just having lots of fun. I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to start right from that end, curve it, a letter U, and then right in the middle, bringing it up. Now we're going to go down, go down, and they're right in the middle, right? And then you can flip this one. I find it much, much easier doing this. 1, up, that. Going down, and then right smack in the middle, right? And then I'm going to color it in. I'm going to use the same marker. So this is where having that dual nib is really nice because you can do the just your doodles. Start with a fine, the 0.6, and then get a larger coverage by using the brush nib. All right, can do that. So you can actually create like different envelopes for your cards this year. Don't do it to everybody. My um family members, the special ones get the special cards because it it can be a lot. Then my husband would say, well, you can make stickers and just use stickers. No, this is the fun. This is the fun part, is like making it very special like this. All right. So now that we have that, I'm going to choose like a really fine nib. I'm going to use a Pitt Artist pen. We can use a dual nib, the 0.6, but I want like a really much thinner one. So this is the 0.3. All right. So we're going to go do that. And then we're going to go over right just like that. Now we're going to go through a number of times. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to go right across, right? And I'm just going one more time and then going one more time. Just like that. And then we're going to go, I think I'm going to get a much thicker nib this time around. I'm going to use the this is the Fudenosuke medium, the FM. I love the FM. I really love it. And we're just going to draw 2 bunny ears, right? Yeah. And we're going to go another one inside. And then you can thicken that. Just go over it Just like that. And then we can go make like this. And then another one, just following that shape and the direction of the stroke. And then I'm going to go draw two diagonals inside or a letter V inside that. You can choose to color it in. Do the same thing here. And this is where the next step, the white marker would come in. You can either use your acrylic marker or use the Pitt artist pen or your creative marker like this. And we're just going to add some highlights to our berry. This is not as opaque as the acrylic, but you can go over it again with add another layer. Just like that. Go through that again. Okay. If it's not opaque enough for you, then you can grab your shake and paint, but I feel like it just matches the thing. So I don't know, I might not, but I just want to show you. And we're look at look at the difference, right? Of how opaque that is. That's crazy. Yeah. And now we can just use 0.6. I'm going to use the red actually. And I'm just going to add in please deliver to. And I'm just going to do a serif just like how I would write. Nothing fancy, but in a very small size also. And I'm just going to make up a different address. And I'm going to use the brush at the Pitt Artist Pen. Now, I can use the brush, but look the difference of the size. So if you want a bigger brush, then definitely use the Gold Faber Aqua because you will get a much bigger and thicker stroke compared to the brush nib of the Pitt Artist Pen, which is more like a small to medium size, right? Oops, I got confused. All right, I'm just going to put in Santa Claus. I'm going to do a black this time first, just something simple because we're just warming up. And we're going to do the letter S. And notice how I tilted my paper again to my left like this. So that's the first thing I do when I'm doing brush lettering, because I always tilt it to the left. And if you're a lefty, it probably would be a little helpful if you're going to tilt it to your right, the opposite way, right? And then the way I would hold my brush nib, again, is relatively 45-degree angle. So I'm not going to hold it directly like this. It has to be like this, slanted, and then tilted. And so that I can use the tip of the brush nib and then also apply a little bit of extra pressure to create a much thicker stroke, right? So for the thin stroke, focus on the tip and then apply a little bit of pressure to create a thicker stroke every single time that you would go down. So thin going up, thick going down. So light going up and then heavy going down, all right? So going up, slightly thin, going down, little bit of pressure. Pressure all the way, and then light going up, heavy, light going up, and then heavy again. And then I'm going to pause there and then focus on the tip, light, that, and then heavy, light, heavy, heavy, and then I want you to pay attention how I did my strokes, right? I did everything one stroke at a time. That is one of the common mistake that I see a lot of um, beginning artists, in their the beginning of their journey when it comes to hand lettering, is that they're not lifting their markers. They're like using it just like a regular pen. Notice how I just kind of like go down, even pause sometimes in the middle of my stroke, and then go down. So one stroke at a time, right? So every time you would do anything horizontal for the crossbars, this is also using the tip and applying light pressure as well. So I'm just going to go light and then go all the way up, just like that. And then I'm going to thicken the end strokes just to add a little bit of artistic flair. And I'll do the same thing to my letter S. So that's another good thing to note is that you don't have to get it right the first time. Remember that you can always go back in if you feel like, you know what, I didn't add enough thickness in there than how I would like. Then you can go back in and just add some extra thickness. And there you go. There we have it to Santa. And then I'm going to switch some pen again. And this is what I was saying is that it's really nice to have like different sizes of nibs so that you can create like different style of hand lettering. So I'm just going to put in cloths. I'm going to use the FM and then I'm going to spread out my letters just like that, right? So that I can cover up the full width of my Santa. And then you can start adding in the number and I'll just say 0 to 5. Going really slow also, right? And then you can choose to make this like slanted, just so you have like different different font. I'm just gonna call it Hollyland. Hollyland Street, right? And then you can do North Pole. This one I'm going to extend the letters again, just so I can cover up the spacing. Almost like that. You can add in, and then when I don't want anything tilted, then I'm gonna make sure to have um my paper or my canvas like this, just straight like that, just so I can have it. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And if you want to add a bit more color, then use your red again and add a little bit of stars here and there. If you have like gold marker, that would be really nice too. The most important thing is that the name is very clear, it's legible, the address also. I've seen many different style of envelope that's really fancy and all that, but sometimes it's hard to really read the address. You want your card to get to the destination, right? You want it to reach the destination. So you want it, as much as you want to go play around with many, many things and illustration, you still want it to be legible and, for our mailman to understand where this piece of mail is going. So that is our goal. Okay, I like that. It's so pretty. Look how simple this is, but it's so pretty. I'm going to use a little bit of gold and I'm just going to add in some dots. Look at it's like it's there, but it's not so overwhelming because of the craft paper. Now, if you want this to pop, definitely go in with the white. Yeah, but I want this to just kind of like blend in here. So this is really nice. There we go. That's her first envelope. Look how pretty. You can put in your stamps in there, put in your return address, but this is so pretty. So simple. All right, so we'll set that aside. Let's move in to our next one. Now, the next one is going to be a little very similar to that. We're going to do the cross again or the ribbon this time. Go grab more envelopes in here. Make sure that I have it. That's also one thing to note is that you want to make sure that it's here. I cannot tell you how many times, how many envelopes I've sent where my artwork was like this. So it's like, oops. So just make sure that the flap is on top. Okay, so that's one thing. All right, you can use a ruler or you don't have to. Instead of the left, I'm going to do this one on my right. It's very similar, but I thought it's nice to just practice it also. Let me grab a copy papers just so I can protect my desk. All right. Because I'm going to go over the edge. I don't want to write on my desk. So, all right. I think I'm going to go, all right, like 1/2 inch. Just like that, and cover it up. And then this time, instead of the top, I'm going to go at the bottom or a little close to the bottom. 1/4 inch size, I think. Just like that. This is already so festive. And then you want to add in, you can make the bow really big this time. I'm going to go do just two. I'm going to do it just like how I would always do it, right? So I'm going to make 2 bunny ears like this. I always start with this part, just like that. But I'm going to go bring it down like a curving, like a letter C, just like that. I'm going to go bring it all the way down, going over the edge, going here. And we're going to go meet right in the middle, right? Just like that. And then I'm going to go color it in. Now, if you have like a deeper red, which I do, I'm going to color in the inside of my bunny ears. This one is the alizarin madder lake. You want to just add a little bit of contrast there. That. Just like that. And then I'm going to go add 3 lines right there. If you want, you can add in like, the middle part of the bow, like the scrunch part. Just like that. You can keep it just like this, or you can make it look like a peppermint. And you can add in some white details, just some white lines. Oops, I'm going to use in the 3 mm. I mean the one. We're just going to go across. Now, if it starts blending just like that, it means that your marker is still slightly wet, but I don't mind. I like it to be a little bit absorbed by the paper anyway, so it's not like stark white, you know? So we're just adding diagonal lines and then we're filling in that shape, diagonal, just 2 diagonal, and filling that in. Okay, you want the illusion that the bow is on top of that. So we're going to skip some areas and we're just going to add in like some broken diagonal lines. And then this one as well. Just like that. Then you want this one too. You can go across like this, the opposite way, or you can just keep everything like this. I think I'm just going to keep it like this because it's going to be easier on the eyes. Just like that. again, we're going to go behind the bow, right? So I'm going to skip like that. And let's pretend that there's a line there. That's fine. Now you can add some details to your bow. You can add in like dots. I think I want to make it slightly bigger dots than that. Just like this. That is so pretty. Can you imagine, receiving something like this, like handmade this holiday season? It just makes it so special because it's not like the already made card that you buy is not special. It's just as special. But, it really does make you feel special when you receive something handwritten and handmade. I know when my kids write me letters, oh, it's so special. So special to me. Okay, then I'm going to go back to the pale geranium lake. And then I'm going to add just like this, like an oval, like a super stretched. And that's where we're going to put in the word please deliver to. If I can write small. Now, if you can't write small, sometimes I have difficulties, then you want to make it slightly bigger than that. Maybe I'll just say deliver to because I don't think I can fit it in. I don't think I can. Right. This time I'm going to add in a different color, introduce another color here. And then I'm going to put in, just pretend that this is for jolly beans. Okay. So I'm going to go again, same principle, light going up using the tip and then heavier going down by doing heavier pressure, you're going to create like a thicker stroke. All right. So light, this, let's say jolly, like this. I'm going to go thicken this part right here and also add some width there. All right, I love it. And then I'm just going to write in the address, just a regular one. Jolly beans. And again, playing with my spacing in here, just like that. And then to make the address pop and not blend in with the name, I'm going to use a different color. You can use black, you can use your dark red in here, you know. So let's say 12. Probably not a bad idea to thicken the strokes as well. So it will really pop. All right. I'm going to put in star, street. And then I'm going to put in north. Oh, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how small I can write? I'm probably just going to use a black. Please, because I don't think I can write really tiny with the shaken paint. Please. Oh, look at this. Because I'm using the Fudenosuke card, the FH. Please deliver to. There we go. Now I'm going to use the white, right? And using the 1 millimeter. And I'm just going to add like a little bit of drop shadow to the left side of my strokes. Just like that. A little bit here. left here, left, left. So just choose one side. If you want to go in on the right, if you want to go to the right, then go to the right only, right? That's so pretty. Now, if you want to add like small bows in here, that would look so adorable. But it might make it look a little too busy, but let's try. Maybe I'll add just a few. Just two bunny ears, right? And just like that. And then just two lines at the bottom. I probably would have left it alone. I probably wouldn't add the small tiny bows, but since we have it in there, we're just going to continue. Another two tiny bows. I think it was nice that the focal point was the big bow right here. I don't know, you tell me. Maybe it just needs a bit more. And maybe it will all blend together. Maybe just a little bit here. Remember to always leave a place for your stamps and then for the return address as well. Okay, and then I think I'm going to add some, let's add white. White right there. And I'm just pushing in so I can get some ink flow going. I love it. One here, another one right there. Looky. That's her second envelope. Now we have two. So cute. So cute. Okay, next one. We're going to draw a Santa hat. Let's grab, make sure the flap is on top. Right? Go do it like this. And you can use a pencil first if you would like. You know, you can just kind of like sketch parts of the fluffy side of the hat. I don't unnecessarily think you'd need it, really. And then we'll just go up. I can't even see it with a glare, honestly. But yeah. I'll probably just use my marker. I can't see it. Even with me. Can you see now? Can you see it? Yeah. When I tilt it like this, I can. But I'm just going to go in with my marker. I am going to use the light color first. So we can use the darker red for a little bit of contrast here, okay? So I'm just going to go tilt it because I can't see it. So go all the way up, down. Oops, look at that. I already made a mess because I can't see. And go down like this. All right, good enough. And I'm just going to go in, add some wavy lines, wiggly lines, like that. It's so slanted. It's okay. And then we're just going to go color this in right here. I'm going to go small strokes, short strokes. Just like that. This. Go bring it all the way down. That. There we go. While it's still slightly wet, I'm gonna go in here, and then this is my darker red, the alizarin madder. Just trying to find that. I'm just gonna add some contrast, where that flap is, just to show that this part right here is behind everything. So just go all the way down, just like that, like that. Okay, then we're gonna grab our white shake and paint. This. Oh, Sarah, that sounds so much fun. Yes, I have seen the movie. Yes, the day before the actual um release date. We've seen it in the movie theater and we enjoyed it. I love it very much. And I'm not going to say anything just in case, anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but I love it. Okay. So I'm just gonna go cover this whole area right here, the fluffy part with the white. I'm just going over it. Just like that. And then I'm going to go start pushing everything. Oh, this is the old one. It's okay. And I'm going like doing some scumbling in here. Remember we talk about this when we're doing some scumbling? It only means just like tiny scribbles, really. I'm just going and making scribbles. Just like that, scribbles, and we're going to fill in this whole space right here. And what it does is that it gives us some texture. You see it? I'm just going to go push it just a little bit to get that ink flow in there. Like that. So like little mini spirals. See? It's kind of like spirals and scribbles. Just like that. It's nice to see all that texture also because parts of the paper, of the craft paper, you can see through it. See? It's peeking in there because we're not trying to be perfect with a stroke. And so that adds some texture to it also. If you feel like you're not getting opaque colors, just shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, I'm pumped. I should just really open my new one, but it's okay. Shake it, shake it. I have used this so much, especially this last week. I've been working on content, so this is probably like, give me a break. You can do it. Ooh, I love all that texture because the first envelope that I created for the sample, I was trying to be super meticulous and super careful, trying to get a good coverage. But I actually love this where it has the texture from doing the scumbling. Because I was looking at my sample image and I was like, what do I do to make this better? Something just doesn't fit right. And that was it. The texture of that fluffiness. Because I was trying to make it such a perfect and smooth coverage. And I'm just gonna go over here in some areas on the side. Just gonna do that. Now, if you want to add a little bit more texture than that, then you can go into the other side and just kind of like add like, little mini if you want to. The good thing about the craft paper, remember I mentioned it at the beginning, is it gets absorbed. So it's going to take forever if I try to just kind of like fill it with texture with this. But look at that effect that it adds. And all I'm doing is I'm just adding like little tiny letter C's, belly of a bee. half circles and some mini circles. You can just do spirals also. I don't know, I like the small texture one. Like that. You can go as detailed as you would like. I like showing you both ways. You can go in and just kind of like, stop there and finish it like that already with a texture from the first layer that we've created. Or you can just go in here like this and add more details if you would like, right? Okay, now we're gonna go add the pom-pom part. We're just gonna add in, and again, I'm going in with that textured look. All right, I'm gonna open up my other marker. Look, that's so pretty. You do know that you can actually flip this, and then you can get a much thinner felt nib on the other end. See, the other one is like much thicker. I think this is more like, I don't know, it's really fine nib, isn't it? So I can't tell if it's like it's a 1.5 or I don't know, honestly, but not a lot of people know that you can do that. You can flip it and then get a different nib. All right, we're gonna open up my other marker right here. We're gonna have to activate this again. Now I can see all my pencil lines when I do that. Where is my... Uh-oh. All right. Now you can use a black brush pen in here to do your lettering for the name. You can use the white if you want. No, I do have like a white Pitt artist pen. I can't find it right now. So we can zero. Well, we'll stick with the black. Let's start with the black. And instead of a lettering, instead of like a perfect, I think I'm gonna do like a cute font, right? So we'll do a cute font. And tinsel. Let's do tinsel. So I'm gonna go T, like this, like that. And then a letter I. That's so cute. Like this. Start with that. Oops. Always start with, for my letter S, S was a little tricky for me when I was doing this. So I'm always starting on to the, I think, the right side of the letter S, like this, right? And then I'm going to add another stroke to the other side. Oh, that. I'm going to go an E. I think the wonkier the letters when it's like this, to me personally, I think is so much cuter. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna grab in my FM. And so I'm gonna go, because we've lettered our name in print way, then I'm gonna letter my address brush lettering. Okay, so you can do both at the same time. I mean, it's up to you, but I think I like it when the name really pops like this. So that's the focal point. Okay, So we're gonna do in, I love just doing my letters like this, 0, 0, 2, 5. I'm just gonna say Holly. Holly again. Holly Street. And then I'm gonna brush letter the North Pole. And yeah, and notice how I'm extending, see, all the strokes. North. I think I made my letter N way too big, but it's okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can cover it up. I'm sorry, you can color it in this one if you want to. Make it like, so it will really pop even more. But I really like also when it's just like that, open like that. It's super cute also. But this one pops, right? I feel like it has a really nice contrast. We'll do 3 like that and 3 like that. You decide which one you like better, but I wanted to show you. Okay. And then da da da. You can bring in other colors in here, like the white, like a green, maybe add the green. I want to stick with the Santa and the red, so I think I'm just going to add white, almost like snow. And I'm playing with my sizes of the dots as well. So some are like thicker. The further away, I'm going to make my dots really small. Bigger here, down. But add also some small dots as well. Oops. Don't worry, you can letter on top of the shake and paint, right on top of it. You can also use acrylic paints here and just add some splatters, probably faster. But the thing with splatters is that it's going to be not controlled where you would have all the splatters. It's pretty difficult to have the splatter controlled, but I guess you can, but still. Also, it's more spread out, more I guess realistic in a way because it's not super controlled. So there's some pros and cons. If you're a person who likes to have it like more authentic, more like not controlled, then do the splatters with some acrylic markers. If you want a bit more controlled, know where each one of the dots are placed carefully, then do the marker style. So you can definitely do both and it's going to be okay. And I think I'm going to do, now looking at it, I think I like it when it's like colored in. So I'm going to go in real quick and just color in each letter. Oops. So not careful. Then you can add in, please deliver to on top, or you can just keep it like this. Either way looks really, really cute. So I really like that. Very simple. What I'm going to add in here is just probably tiny stars, really, really small. Just so we can add a little bit more extra designs. I'm just really going really tiny here. So you won't confuse it for like a letter A or, a number in the address. Just small ones. You can fill in the space also. think it's a really nice ways to fill in that Santa hat right there. So cute. I love it. I love it. All right. Next one, we're going to do very simple this time. And we're just going to add in, I think I'm going to use my pencil in this one. We're going to want like a 1/4 inch border. Okay. So we're just going to go, I'm not even going to use my ruler. I'm just going to go in here. The best of my ability, even though I can't see my pencil because of the glare. Okay. I think I did it, but okay. This time I really want this to be more fun. So I'm bringing in 3 colors. I'm bringing in green. Where's my other green? I think I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'll stick with the neon. So these two colors right here is from the neon set. So we have the neon slime green and then the neon pop pink. And this one is from the basic set, which is the code red. Isn't that the names are so cute? I love Faber-Castell's name. I love it when the names are so clever like that. So I'm just doing a shake, 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 shake. And I'm just going to use the 1 millimeter. And then we're going to go in with just, I don't know, maybe just slant lines. And I'm going to go, I'll start here. Remember, we have 3 colors. So you want to go 1, 2 visually in your head. 1, 2, then I can do my pink in here next, right? And leave some space again. 1, 2. This is much faster. Instead of going one color, then you pick up the other marker, then you pick up another color. No. So just space them out. Do 1 color at a time. Oops, I pumped in too much. Okay, 1, 2. I think we're good with that. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Because it doesn't really have to be like super precise, you know? 1, 2. Then I'll go in here. This is my dilemma. Should I go the other way? I think I'm going to do that, okay? So going the opposite direction, I'm going to go slant my 1, 2. Slanting my paper helps. 1, 2. All right. I'm going to go flip it. I'm going to go 1, 2. So 1, 2. I'm going to leave other colors. All right. Next is going to be the red. I'm going to go in. Oops. Using the 1 millimeter again. I'm going to go after the pink. Right. I don't know. I think I made a mistake there. We're going to rectify that later. Again, just have fun. No one's really going to check and like, oh my God, why is this like this? Trust me, the person that you're, this is too close. Look, the pink. I think I was getting too excited there. They're too close to one another. I'm not gonna have enough space for my green. So I think, okay, I think I'm just gonna go in here like there's an imaginary line right there. Okay, probably go in with the red. Add a little bit here. Should have went with a green. It's okay. Ooh, that's too close. All right. Okay, now the green. Shake, shake, shake. You want to activate the paint so you can get a really opaque, nice, rich. Whoa, that is really neon right there. It's crazy green. Look at that. Ta-da! How about I'm gonna start with another green in here? It's kind of weird. Oh well. Start with a green. But it's so fun. This color palette is so pretty. I think I'm gonna have to use white later. I think. Just the in between. Ah, it's so pretty. I love this color. So, so pretty. I don't have to. I was thinking if I was going to add white, but I don't think I need to. Maybe I can add white like around the border, that pencil mark that we created. Probably can. Why do I have such a big gap in here? Is this the top or the bottom? Let's see. Oh, that's the bottom. Oh, that's the top. See how close everything is in here? And then it's like I have bigger gaps on top, but it's so cute. I think I'm going to go in with the white just because I'm going to have to activate this one. Oh, this one is already activated. This is probably not the new one. So I'm just going in and I'm going to try to make the line. Ta-da! Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. You can make it thicker, slightly thicker if you want. You can make it like two set of lines. You can actually make it like a stitching, just add like dash lines. That'll be really adorable also. So cute. Just the pop of color alone is so darn cute. It's so cute. Right. Then I want to add a red for the name. This is what I'm going to, I think I want to use I think I'm going to use the pink. Yeah, I'm going to use the neon pink. And we're just going to add a ribbon on top, right? So we're going to fill in the name. So go up like a mountain, go down, just like making a hill, right? We're going to copy that, go up, going down like this, just like that. And then we're going to close this end right here, and we're going to leave that one ribbon style. So we're going to put curving lines or a letter V inside, just like that. Should we color in the whole thing? I think so. What do you think? I think so. Let's do the 3 millimeter right here. Oh, this is going to be like a cute peppermint. If we make this into like a, we can make like a peppermint. This neon pink is neoning. I'm gonna make the letter V over here because I ruined it. So I'm just trying to make it more detailed. And we're gonna let this one dry just a little bit. That's where we're gonna put in the name. So we can just start adding in the address. And then we can use the 1 millimeter. This is waterproof, so you don't have to worry about, if it rains or gets wet. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna put in the address. I'm gonna follow in, see the curve right here. I'm gonna make my numbers, kind of like fill that in. If you need a little bit of guidance, you can use your pencil and just draw a line. Yeah, if you want. Sometimes it does help, unless it's crooked like mine. It's slightly crooked. My goodness, Lay is wrong. So I'm gonna do 0. Again, I'm gonna follow the height of my, like that. 0, 1, right? 2, 5. You can go over it again if you want a bit more, want it to be more opaque. Just go over it one more time. I love it. I'm going to add in one more 0. Just went over it twice. And I'm going to use the red and the 1 millimeter as well. And same, I can see my line and follow in that. Put in pepper. I'm going to do the lane. You can go over it again if you want it to be a little bit more opaque. Like that. And I think I'm just going to use this one. North. Oh, it's really nice to have this fine nib for this one because you can use it for details. And then if you need to write in a smaller area like this, I'm going to go in with the green just so we can use all the color. This color palette is so pretty. You probably can't see it very well because of the glare, but Look at that. And we're just getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, you can put in the state in there of the North Pole. Is it Alaska? And then you can let her, when it's dry, it's still slightly still wet, like that, but it's there. But this is so, so much fun. So much fun. I want to do just the last one, and this one's going to be really quick because we're out of time, but I want to do one more with you. And so I'm going to grab my Gold Faber Aqua. This one is the apricot color. And we're just going to go make a half circle, like, or a really big jelly bean. Just like that. Now we're going to cover it up. This color is apricot. Oops. Just like that. I have more space on my right. I am so not good at symmetry. There you go. Good enough. Good enough. Are you guessing what it is? Yes, it's going to be a reindeer. Now I'm grabbing in dark brown. Grab some dark brown. This one is the burnt sienna, and we're going to add in some antlers. You can start with just the 2 strokes like that. At this point, I'm really not worried about symmetry anymore. This one is going to be really whimsy. So, that. And add in a little bit here. I'm going to make this one slightly longer. Make a small one here. I think I like. We're just going to go a little bit here. We're just going to color it in. Just like that. This one is like slightly thicker and shorter. So you can adjust as you go, make adjustments. It's easier to add than to take out, especially with this one, because it's almost just like a doodling, right? Because we didn't use pencil first to sketch out all the strokes. So we're just kind of like eyeballing things. We're artists. We got this. There. Fixing stuff in there. And then I am going to use my red marker and add like a half oval down here for my nose, like a really big nose. We know who the red-nosed reindeer is. And then I'm gonna add like a really small silly hat. Yeah. Yes, it looks really incomplete right now because we're gonna add in the white in just a little bit. I know it looks funky. Almost like a mountain and then has a wing on the side. That's what it looks like. Oh, this is my old one. We're gonna throw that one. Oops. See when it's brand new, it's like juicy. And I'm gonna add in more here. Santa's hat. Oh, this one's not activated yet. So I'm just gonna pump it. Ooh, there we go. That's a lot of acrylic. I'm just using dots to fill in that. It's so cute already. Then to me, I'm just gonna add, I probably could have used like a darker brown because I don't think the apricot is really giving enough contrast, but it's okay. I'm just gonna use in my white and I'm gonna add in, just start my name and then I'm gonna do Mrs. Claus. I'm using the 1 millimeter and I'm just doing script. All right. Mm, we can do two Mrs. Claus. And we can do the address in red if you want, or in green if you would like. 12/25 Christmas road, making the road slightly smaller. And then I'm going to make this one script as well. North, but a different style of script, more of like a relaxed, more like extended. 2025. All right, then you can just add in some stars on the side. I think I'm going to use the white. But this is about it, guys. We made what? How many was that? Five. We made 5 envelopes today, and I had a wonderful time. You have no idea how much I needed this playtime today. Um, very, very much so. So I had a great time with you. I hope that you'll try, doing some of these ideas, recreate some of the ideas, maybe choose like a different color palette if you would like. But I hope that you'll be able to recreate it and try it and make somebody smile this Christmas. I assure you that they're going to be really happy to receive such beautiful handmade cards and handmade envelopes this Christmas. So here's all of our envelopes today. I had such a wonderful time. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me every single Wednesday. And thank you for being such a good friend and being such a creative partner. So I appreciate you, everybody. Thank you so much. Until next week, I will be posting the new classes. We're going to have 3 classes for the month of December. But that's it. So we have 5 Wednesdays, but we're only going to do 3 classes so you can enjoy holiday as well. All right. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. Bye.